In the top stories, Prime Minister Drew leads delegation to 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM. Process to renovate the New Horizons Rehabilitation Center begins, and young Sugar Boys defeated in first Under-20 CONCACAF qualifier game. We'll be back with the details after the break.
The court's wishlist project can easily be likened to a genie giving the lucky holder of its lamp a variety of free wishes. However, the initiative, according to OECS merchandise manager Anita Phillips, doesn't work that way. The process, she says, is a lot more in-depth.
It brings us great joy to reintroduce the court's wishlist project. The project is about helping to change and improve the lives of the persons within our communities who need it the most. The program differs from our everyday issue of donations because it helps us take a targeted approach in meeting those people who are mostly in need and helping change their lives.
One of the things that make the court's wishlist project unique, Phillips says, is that no one can make a wish on their own behalf, but rather the wish being requested must be made for someone else.
A big part of the program is encouraging persons to look out for their fellow men. So someone cannot make a wish on their own behalf, but rather they need to be looking within their communities to select someone who is most in need of a wish.
In addition, Phillips stated that wishes are not limited to court's wide range of products, but can be something from any other company to ensure that the need is adequately met. The company is soliciting the assistance of the public to look out for each other in their various communities.
Help us in our quest to find and assist the persons who are most in need within our communities. Look around you. It may be someone you already know, or maybe someone you've heard about. Tell us about them. Every request will be thoroughly vetted, and this will allow us to select only the persons who need the support the most.
The court's wishlist project was recently launched across the OECS in islands of Antigua, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts, and St. Vincent.
Mosoka, 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 mosoka.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I am Shaira Flanders. Nationally, Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew is leading a delegation in attending the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, or CARICOM, in Guyana. The St. Kitts Nevis delegation's arrival was marked by a Guard of Honor ceremony. Welcomed by the minister within the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development in Guyana, Honorable Anand Persad, along with other prominent officials, the delegation's presence underscores the significance of regional collaboration. Prime Minister Drew is accompanied by his wife, Mrs. Deanne Prince Drew, and senior government officials, including the head of civil service, Ms. Thelma Richard. Permanent Secretary in the Prime Minister's office, Ms. Naima Hazel, Ambassador to CARICOM and the OECS, His Excellency Larry Vaughan, Press Secretary to the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Mrs. Adelcia Connor Ferlance, and Senior Foreign Service Officer, Mr. Beyond Hazel. Under the chairmanship of President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, the official proceedings of the 46th regular meeting commenced on Sunday, February 25th. The first day of the conference included a series of crucial meetings, culminating in a press conference and an opening ceremony in the afternoon. The conference's deliberations will address pressing issues paramount to the Caribbean region. These include territorial threats, crime and violence, climate change, climate financing, regional food and nutrition security, free movement of community nationals, regional security, and the situation in Haiti. Discussions will also extend to pivotal global events such as the 28th Conference of Parties, COP28, and the 4th International Conference on Small Island Developing States. And in other news, in keeping with the government's pledge to move forward the juvenile justice system, renovations to the New Horizons Rehabilitation Center are set to begin in the second quarter of 2024. A delegation featuring the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, Minister of State responsible for social development, the Honorable Iseline Phillip, and other support officials from the ministry toured the juvenile facility on Friday, February 23, 2024, to get a scope of the work needed to reopen the center. Director of the Public Works Department, or PWD, George Gilbert, Director of Physical Planning, Jay Faria, as well as staff from the New Horizons Rehabilitation Center, made strategic interventions during the tour and shared insights to expedite repairs and enhance the functional capacity and comfort of the juvenile center when it reopens. Minister of State Phillip said the grouping of the tour was intentional so that everyone is on the same page.
We need to get this center reopened this year because, this is part of our juvenile justice system. So it's actually legislated by the courts. So we get a lot of pressure in probation and child protection in the ministry because we do not have the facility open because it is obstructing justice when it comes to child justice and probation. So it's really priority. It's the only priority capital project for us in the ministry. Mr. Gilbert, I'm looking at you directly because, we really want to do... we really want to make sure that at least we can renovate whatever is minimal so that we can reopen for use while we work on other works and expansion of the facility.
The comprehensive tour covered every section of the buildings, including dorms, recreational areas, classrooms, bathrooms, washrooms, dining rooms, kitchen, security station, and holding/detention structures, as well as the farming area and outdoor gym. Remedial work includes areas such as electrical, window replacement, plumbing, roof tile reinforcement, and more. The bathrooms also need refurbishment. After the tour, Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Hanley said that there are a number of areas that can be addressed immediately. He thanked the Public Works Department and Physical Planning Department for their commitment to the project.
I'm happy to be here at the New Horizon grounds as we are making all efforts to get the facility up and functioning to its fullest capacity. We had a comprehensive walk through this morning, and from what I've seen, even though I'm not an engineer and architect, there are many low-hanging fruits, and as you heard it from the minister, we are going to tackle those first. I want to thank Public Works Planning and the other areas who came out to look at the facility, and they have given us the assurance that they are on board, and we are going to start the work so that before the new school year begins, we can once again house our juveniles at the facility.
The Deputy Prime Minister added that he was very impressed with some of the work done by the residents of New Horizons and said it was important that they maintain the skill training program to help the individuals to reintegrate into society after completing their sentence. The New Horizons Rehabilitation Center was closed in December of 2022. And in other news, the young Sugar Boys experienced a 5-0 defeat in their first CONCACAF Under-20 qualifier match against Puerto Rico on Friday. Here's more in this SKNFA report.
The young Sugar Boys started their CONCACAF Under-20 qualifying campaign on Friday, February 23 against Puerto Rico, losing 5-0 at the SKNFA Technical Center. Despite the loss, coach Alexis Morris sees some positives in the performance of his team.
Some of the positive, I would say, our goalkeeping. I think Kai was very much on point tonight, even though he would have let us down in a number of times in terms of his distribution, so that is something that he has a weakness in. But goalkeeping was a wonderful part of our game tonight. Number 9, first time playing for our national team, he really showed up tonight. He had a very brilliant game, to my estimation, and that is something that we could work and use it as an advantage for us. And then we have our number 4, he played 2 positions tonight. He played in number 6 and he played in number 10 earlier in the game, and he made the adjustments where necessary, and you could see that he has some quality about him and so forth. And so these are the things that we could take those positive and build on it and hope that we could get it right for the Haiti game on Saturday and Sunday. Sorry.
Coach Morris gave a candid assessment of the match.
That the first 5 minutes is what let us down, and we have realized that for quite a number of practice matches that we have been playing, we have had some sloppy starts, and this evening was also testament to the sloppy start that we had. And so I thought that if we had, at least for the first 15 minutes, if we have contained the Puerto Rico team, we could have set ourselves for a better showing. But unfortunately, that was not the way it was. And as you saw it as the game progressed, we saw that the Puerto Rico team was a very good team, well unit, and it is testament that you could see that a lot of them are not home-based players. They are coming from academies such as Inter Miami and so forth, and so our local guys still have a lot to learn, and we have some way to go still.
The Young Sugar Boys play Haiti on Sunday and the Cayman Islands on Tuesday at the SKNFA Technical Center, both matches beginning at 7 p.m. Admission is $15.
Coming up, we'll have another look at some of the stories from the past week. Stay tuned.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials.
Rolling February 22nd to March 6th.
Now our Value Club Blue Tax specials. Lace chips $8.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Salad dressing $10.99. After popcorn $7.99. Essential Everyday Mayonnaise $16.99. Blue Ribbon Ice Cream $32.99. Pearl Mix, Pancake Mix $12.49. And now our very low weekly
Value deals. Ocean Spray Cranberry Drinks $11.99. Post Honey Bunches of Oat Cereals $12.99. Ensure $8.99. Rice-A-Roni Dishes $7.99. Ama Toothpaste $14.99. Dawn Dish Liquid Soap $12.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
We've been working to bring you our most reliable internet ever.
And today, we are very excited to offer gig speed on Flo's fiber-powered network.
The best entertainment experience in St. Kitts and Nevis.
And plans that give you everything you need.
It's a new Flo, and it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired by you.
Can I get a wow? It's the sound you'll make when you get our loan. From a place you once knew to a dream home come true. Wow, for a home like new. Wow, is the effect you'll get when you upgrade your home.
Upgrade, improve, enhance your home with National Bank's Wow Mortgage for the effect you get when you upgrade your home. Lowest interest rate guaranteed and the most favorable terms.
It's Wow Mortgage. Can I get a wow?
Healthwise on ZIZ TV, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Hosted by Dr. Malik Lescott, Dr. Jolette Woodley, and Dr. Patrice Lawrence.
Thank you for staying with us. The National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis met for the first time this year on February 22nd to table and read 9 bills focusing on the country's good governance agenda and the rule of law. Here's more.
After 10 years, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis have seen an increase in their minimum wage, and we are amending this particular act today so that the money the increase that they receive will end up in their pockets and in their purses and not in some government coffers somewhere. Use the money to do what you have to do to make your life better. And we will always be working to give you the best opportunity to have the best life here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And so, Madam Speaker, may it please you.
The bill received its second reading and was passed into law, in a significant move underscoring its commitment to fiscal responsibility and equitable treatment of its senior officials. The National Assembly of St. Christopher and Nevis on Thursday unanimously adopted a resolution to accept the recommendations made by the 2019 Salaries Review Commission for the adjustment of senior parliamentary officials' salaries. These include the Governor General, members of the National Assembly, including the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Prime Minister, Ministers of Government, the Attorney General, and Leader of the Opposition. This resolution, moved by the Honorable Gath Wilkin, Attorney General and Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs, comes after nearly 2 decades without an increase, with the last adjustment made in 2005. Thursday's sitting of the National Assembly also saw the first reading of the Medical Laboratories Bill 2024, Anti-Smuggling Bill 2024, Immigration Amendment Bill 2024, the Freedom of Information Amendment Bill 2024, Ombudsman Amendment Bill 2024, Copyright Bill 2024, National Productivity Council Bill 2024, and the Architects Registration Amendment Bill 2024.
281 students of the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College signaled the end of their academic journey at the tertiary level educational institution by participating in a graduation ceremony on Tuesday. Carla Berridge tells us more.
CFBC's class of 2023 made their way through the streets of Bastia on Tuesday, February 20th. Hailing from the college's 5 divisions, 106 are from Arts, Sciences and General Studies, ASGS, 34 from Teacher Education, 23 from Health Sciences, 115 from Technical and Vocational Education and Management Studies, and 3 from Adult and Continuing Education. Addressing the ceremony, President of CFBC, Andrew Abraham, congratulated the most recent graduates. Delivering congratulatory remarks on behalf of Minister of Education, Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, Permanent Secretary Lisa Pestana echoed congratulations and spoke of the significance of this achievement. The keynote speaker is published author, educator, and entrepreneur Mrs. Carol Mitchell. She offered words of advice to the graduates. The class representative was Arts, Science and General Studies valedictorian Jody Lynn Watson. The class of 2023 commencement ceremony was held at the Pro Cathedral of St. George with St. Barnabas under the patronage of Her Excellency Dame Marcella Librard, GCMG JP, Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis. The ceremony was attended by government officials, including Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, dignitaries and parents and guardians of the class of 2023. Reporting for ZIZ News, I'm Carla Barrage.
Minister of Social Development, the Honorable Iselin Phillips, says the government of St. Kitts and Nevis will continue to provide cash transfers to the most vulnerable under the Livelihood Improvement for Family Transformation or LIFT program. Here's more.
During ZIZ's The Edge talk show on Monday, Minister Phillips said the LIFT program intends to be an evolution of the Poverty Alleviation Program, PAP.
It is a cash transfer assistance program where we will be, providing a social assistance cash benefit to persons who are successful in terms of applying. So that will continue. So social services, since the program was transferred from sustainable development to social development, the nature of the assistance will continue. Persons will still be able to receive some cash transfer assistance, but the parameters around that will just look a little bit different, especially since we are really seeking to actually achieve some level of poverty reduction and empowerment of people through the program, which is something that the PAP actually lacked. It wasn't revolutionary at all in that way.
Minister Philip used the opportunity to explain why the Ministry of Social Development is restructuring the PAP.
Initially, the PAP wasn't implemented with any real systematic way. It was a bit unfair in terms of the process. You never really knew who was on it. You didn't really know, there was no clear process or procedure or system to kind of get on. And so what we found was that there were some people, we found that there were people who were really in need of the assistance who weren't getting it, and that there were people who were receiving the assistance who didn't really have a significant vulnerability. So it was really unfair in that way, and there was no transparency around how you got on, why you got on. And so one of the things that we actually found that came out was that across the Federation, we actually have multiple family units living within one household. And so that became a challenge where we would find people would apply, and be eligible because, they're earning less than the original stated amount, which is less than $3,000 per month, but they share a same address or they share the same living quarters with, say, another family unit. So, for example, me and you, we're brother and sister, we're living in our mother's house together. You have your child, I have my child. We don't necessarily share resources budgets, but because it is a $500 per household benefit, it's either you or it's either me that's going to get assistance. Through the PAP experience, it actually wasn't the way that program was implemented and administered. It really wasn't actually helping with lifting people out of poverty. There were no opportunities for empowerment. There was no case management. There was no monitoring and evaluation. There was they just kind of handled.
According to Minister Philip, the Ministry of Social Development intends to target the most vulnerable by lowering the threshold from $3,000 to $2,500 per month.
LIFT, so it's now, the threshold has now moved to $2,500 per month of gross income. Also, we would have piloted it in the last cycle of the PAP approach last year, where we would have, part of the restructuring, we would have identified priority categories of the most vulnerable. Under the PAP experience, we would have identified 4 groups. For LIFT, we are still going to identify vulnerable groups, but we're changing them a little, but we are targeting those who are unemployed. Okay. Especially those who have children, in terms of making sure that they have some level of assistance while they are unemployed and seeking employment. We're targeting single-parent households, single-parent families, I should say, single-parent families, persons with disabilities, and that includes, we're making consideration for parents and caretakers with children with disabilities, as well, of course, our seniors. And so we are targeting, reducing the threshold, and of course we're targeting, we want the benefit to really reach those who could benefit, and of course we want to make sure that those groups are receiving the assistance.
The St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board and UNICEF are partnering with the Ministry of Social Development to assist with the restructuring process.
UNICEF would have been a consultant who we would have flagged originally as part of the restructuring, so they would have been able to help us and to also affirm the trends and trajectories that we would have identified, and then to also help us to come up with some operating procedures for the transition to LIFT. But we've also sought out and established a stronger cooperative partnerships with the Social Security Board, and this is important for us because since both PAP and LIFT are based on income, it's based on income thresholds. The Social Security Board has the data in terms of what people earn, and kind of where their need lies. So Social Security is coming on board. We're creating stronger partnerships with them to see how they can assist us with verification of the information that's submitted by applicants.
Application for the LIFT program is expected to open April 1st, 2024 and will be fully online. The Social Security Board and the Ministry of Social Development will be available to assist with the online application process.
After the break, OEC's 4-year initiative to enhance student learning. Regional news is up next.
We've been working to bring you our most reliable internet ever.
And today we are very excited